Yeah, this is a tough team, I will say. I didn't have a ton on this team because they were one of the teams that, if you look at their ranks, their beta ranks especially, which we use a lot, they were a little bit better than their record were their beta ranks. Their beta ranks were in the 40s, but their record was what, 6-7. They went 7-6. So like that's better than 7-6 to be in the top 40s as a Sun Belt team. But they lost a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, their returning production is tough, and they didn't exactly replace a lot of them. They're just hoping that the guys below them can come up and do what the other guys. I mean, they lost some NFL talent, they lost some transfers as well. So like they lost everything that was kind of making them a good team last year.
Okay, so we'll start with the coaching staff. Obviously, Kane Womack's gone. He's part of the Kalen DeBoer staff over at Alabama now. So if you look at the, you know what, I'll pull it up. If you look at the coaching right here on the bottom left of the screen, it looks like there's 3 brand new names here, but it's really not. I mean, Applewhite was the OC last year, and those other 2 guys, Azell and Wyndham, they were both on this staff last year. So yeah, it's a new coaching staff, but they were all with the program last season, so it's not as new as you think. So I'll give them that. This guy, the Corey Batoon, their DC, he's gone. He took the Missouri job, DC. So major upgrade for him. All right. So quarterback Carter Bradley is gone. He's actually in the Raiders now. So they do lose their quarterback. I kind of like Gio Lopez, though. And that being said, admittedly, don't know much about him at all. Looked like a beast in the bowl game. But, I mean, that bowl game was against Eastern Michigan, a team that had no business even playing in a bowl game. But in case you didn't pay attention during bowl season, this kid Gio Lopez that is now taking the starting job had 192 yards passing, 3 touchdowns through the air, 88 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown. So Gio Lopez went off in the bowl game last year against Eastern Michigan. Their leading rusher Webb is gone. Did you know that's actually the nephew of Ladarius Webb?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. So their leading rusher was LaDamian Webb last year, and he's gone. But he's the nephew of Ladarius Webb. So they lose their leading rusher. They have their number 2 and 3 backs back from last year, though. So it's not like their running back room got completely gutted. But the kid Webb, their RB1 last year, he took more carries than the number 2 and number 3 guys combined. So he was their main guy by far. So he's gone. They also lose their star receiver, Lacey, over 1,300 yards receiving last year. First team all-conference. He's gone. Although they bring the rest of the depth from the receiving corps back, they do lose the star receiver. Their defensive front 7 crushed. They lost all 4 linebackers. In fact, I even read that they're switching to a 4-3 because they literally just don't have the linebackers. They were running a 3-4 last year. They lost all of them. They also lost 3 key pieces on the defensive line. The front 7 is a problem. They all a completely new unit. So let's go to their run defense stuff. So and the reason that it's particularly a problem is their run defense was good. So like I don't know how you could expect. Hold on, let me find it. How you could expect them to replicate the defense? There we go. This is the graphic I was looking for right here. Look at USA's run defense here. 12th in yards per carry allowed, 16th in rushing and run defense success rate, 37th in effective rush. So I don't know how you can expect them to replicate that production with an entirely new defensive front 7. I think there's only one returning piece from the defensive front 7. So that's concerning. Do you disagree with anything I said?
No, I agree with you. The way that I looked at it was because I couldn't really gauge how I felt about this team. I kind of just looked at the projections, and they're projected to allow 7 points more per game. That's full touchdown. That's going to change a lot of games they're in, and I don't know if their offense is good enough to keep up with that. So, like you said, Gio Lopez, I would say we saw a few bowl performances last year that felt fake. I would say him crushing EMU is probably the closest, but yeah, I just looked at the projections on it. I'm going to trust that if they're going to fall off 7 points per game, I don't know if it'll be that bad, right? Projections are what they are. Maybe it'll be a 4-point drop off, 5-point. Still, close games they're going to happen. And I don't know in this conference if you can have a good run defense in this conference, fine, but you have to have a good pass defense because I think we talked about how good some of the quarterbacks are. So I don't know about this team because That's a number. I need to look at the schedule again, but I'm in the
pulling it up
number of
now.
6.5. I mean, you're saying if you're gonna bet the over, you're saying they're better than a bowl team. They're gonna be a 7-win team. They don't have to worry about, the whole bowl thing. So I don't know about that.
All right, South Alabama. Here we go. Got their schedule up. This is South Alabama's schedule.
I don't like the schedule at all.
I think they lose to Ohio on the road in Ohio. Why? Because Ohio's going to be able to run the football this year. I like that running room. Yeah. Obviously, with Rourke gone, the passing attack for Ohio is going to take a step backwards. But I think Ohio can run the ball. And heading up north there early in the season, I think that's a loss.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And it's a road game. Like
also,
you said,
could they lose to North Texas?
Yeah, they definitely could lose to North Texas.
They'll beat Northwestern State. So there's one. Lost to Appalachian State. They'll lose at LSU.
They're crushing Death Valley.
they'll probably lose to Arkansas State, right? They're going to be at least the touchdown underdogs there.
Yeah, I think Troy's a toss-up for me. I would probably lean them winning that one.
Well, this is the cake of their schedule right here. This is, 3 W's in a row. Troy, Louisiana Monroe, Georgia Southern.
They have to take advantage of those.
They're going to be significantly favored in all three. Well, in these two, they'll be significantly favored.
What does that put us at, though? We need them to win the next three?
That only puts me at 4 wins.
That's not happening.
Yeah, no way.
They're not beating Texas State.
Yeah, they'll lose at Louisiana. They're going to be dogs. This is winnable. Southern Miss.
Yeah, Southern Miss is certainly a winnable.
But that still only puts me at 5 wins.
Yeah, you need 2 more
under,
to get
right?
over. I'm under. Yeah, I'm under.
I'm betting this one now.
I'm betting this. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
When you read through the schedule, maybe if you're counting on them winning that North Texas game, that's not you can't bet on that.
And even what we just did, even if we give them North Texas game, that still only puts me at 6.
Yeah.
I like South Alabama under. You know what? Rather than waste the time trying to find it, I'm just going to add it to my list of bets I'm placing right after the show. South Alabama under 6.5 wins. I wrote in the graphics that I did these last night. I wrote plus 125. So I would love to get a plus 125.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that.
Yeah, see, I think. One second. Futures.
I would assume it didn't move that much overnight. I mean, these lines are, I will say.
No, and I did these at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, this is yesterday around dinner time. No, this is South Alabama. So under 6.5 plus 128 on FanDuel. Sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
No, all right.
Yeah, that's one of those. This is a team. Like you said, Womack leaving it. I don't know if you look at it this way, but when a coach like that leaves for a coordinator job, and I know it was Alabama, don't get me wrong, it kind of signals like he knows everyone's leaving. I better jump on the better job now. Like, let's say he comes back and he could have had a good season. He probably could have gotten a head coaching job in the SEC with how many teams are going to be firing their coaches. But he looked at it, he was like, nah, I got to leave for the coordinator job. That says something to me as well.
It's not a great look.
Even if it is Alabama.
I still think a coordinator job at Alabama is still
doesn't pay as well though.
Is that true? The coordinator? I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
There's more opportunity in being the Alabama, but also if he would have taken as South Alabama